have Billy Joe Sanders against Canelo, and I've been waiting for this fight. I've been waiting for this fight for a while because this is the classic brawler, boxer, elusive counterpuncher versus a superb puncher. Counter puncher. Canelo is a great counter puncher too, and he's a specialist to body work and with power, just brutal power in Canelo, and very smart in the ring with balls of steel. He goes in there. He doesn't give a shit who you are. He's coming, and he's gonna bait you into one of his hooks, uppercuts. Last fight when he fought, and he's fighting these guys that are half a foot taller than him, way bigger than him, and he's just controlling them with jabs, with power jabs, and he's got traps galore. He sets traps, beautiful traps, especially that trap that he sets when he throws the one jab, but he doesn't throw it all the way. And then when he gets to try to protect your face right there, he twists it midway, brings it back a little, and hits you to the body or with an uppercut. And then there's a six coming, the right uppercut, and he's got 3/4, hooks, left hooks, right hooks to the arms. He'll bruise up, he'll beat up, destroy people's arms when he hits them. The last guy or the guy before that, he's really taken Mexican style boxing to another level of counter punching and setting traps, but it's still Mexican boxing, Mexican style mano a mano boxing, where he's right in your face and intimidates people. Now, has he ever fought somebody with the talent of Billy Joe Sanders? Mayweather, yeah. When Mayweather was, they signed a contract, and Mayweather knew that if he fought at 154, Canelo would have, had a good chance. But he drained him to 152 in the contract with I think there was a rehydration clause. So he wanted him weak because he knew that if he had him full power, Canelo could knock him out. So when he fought Canelo, Mayweather fought Canelo. Canelo was dead at the weight. Canelo at 152, he was dead. He couldn't make 152. It was a while before he could make that, and I believe there was a rehydration clause. So he played his game, and Canelo was not developed yet. Was not all the way up there. Yeah, so he had a bunch of mistakes in that fight. So he can't do that anymore because fighters, they learn from their mistakes and they mature. And now Canelo is at a place where in order to be able to beat him, you need to be a consummate boxer, counterpuncher, and you have to give them angles. And we saw when people say, well, he can get hurt. It's like, it's very hard to hurt him because you have to catch Canelo clean. How do you beat Canelo in points? Now, he's not Superman. He's not Superman. If you put him in a trap and you catch him, you can hurt him. Like he's human, like everybody else. But you got to put him in a trap. Now that's easier said than done. Now he opens up, but when he opens up, you got a chance to touch him. But remember, when he opens up, there's a nasty blow coming your way. So yeah, you're gonna catch him, and you better hurt him, because if you don't, what's coming after you touch him is you're gonna get hurt. If he catches you to the ribs, to the liver, anywhere he touches you, even the arms, it's gonna hurt. So now, having said that, Billy Joe Saunders is a consummate boxer, trap setter, super smart. He is fast. He's got fast feet, and he's got angles. I don't know if you've seen him. This is not the first time. This guy has fought guys that are very powerful. I don't know if you saw his fight with Lemieux. He took him to school. It was just, impressive. It was like, I almost felt sorry for Lemieux. Now, Lemieux and Canelo are two different animals. The Lemieux's got devastating power just like Canelo, but he doesn't have the ring IQ that Canelo has. Having said that, I think Billy Joe Saunders is going to connect a bunch of jabs on Canelo, and Canelo's going to try to catch Billy Joe Saunders coming with the right hook. All right, so if he comes with the right hook, and Canelo's going to, if he comes with the right jab, Canelo's going to try to duck a little and go underneath him, or probably, even go with a straight hand. Now, that's easier said than done, because this guy can move. Billy Joe Saunders, and like I said, it's the people understand that gypsies have been fighting for gazillions of years. This is what these people do. They're consummate fighters, fist fighters. Gypsy people, they've been doing it for a long, long time. They know the ins and outs. They're bare knuckle fights for a very long time as a people. So they grow up from little fighting, from very little fighting. Canelo grew up, so you got two guys who were raised fighting. So it's going to be really interesting. Now, I saw one of the flaws that Canelo is it's not Canelo the one that's doing the flaw. It's Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso's Canelo's trainer. I saw him doing mitt work standing as a righty, orthodox. Reynoso. When he's doing his mitt work, he's standing righty. Okay? And Canelo needs to put Canelo on unless it's a trick for the camera that he doesn't want to show Canelo doing work with Reynoso and mimicking a lefty. Okay, now I'm sure he's got plenty of southpaw sparring partners in there. Canelo has had them for this training camp, but still, you're the main trainer. You're the guy who's, when you're doing mitt work, what you're trying to accomplish is mimic the actions of the opponent that your fighter is going to see. So I don't want him to get muscle memory on a righty. I want him to get muscle memory on a lefty, on a southpaw. So I saw the tape of Reynoso, who, by the way, I'll make another video. Andy Ruiz is being trained by Reynoso. He's the wrong trainer for Andy Ruiz. I'll make another video about that. Absolutely wrong trainer for Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, as far as boxing, as far as conditioning, they've done great with the conditioning. But as far as boxing, he needs to go back to Manny Robles. I'm talking about Andy Ruiz. He needs to go back to Manny Robles and apply the conditioning. And Manny Robles needs to bring in the conditioning or work out something with them where they can work together. Manny Robles and so anyways, so what's going to happen, with this fight with Canelo and Saunders? I don't see people say, well, okay, Saunders never been hit that hard. I beg to differ. He's been hit by guys that are fast and strong that have been middleweights forever. You know, power, middleweight power. Now, don't get me wrong. Canelo's got light heavyweight power, you know, so the power is the issue that Canelo is short or whatever. Has got nothing to do with that, you know. Fucking Rocky Marciano was a short guy, and he kicked like a mule, you know. So punching power, you know, I'm 5'10" or maybe something like that, and I hit heavyweight guys and I knock them down. But I'm a fat guy, you know. I'm 228, 230. But this guy, he's been hit before, and he has a chin, you know. He can take it. Billy Joe Saunders. So it's going to be one of these things where, and I just saw something that Canelo's going to stand in front of this guy and try to clock him, and Billy Joe Saunders is going to clock him with a straight left and then come around with an over the top right hook, and he could hurt Canelo. People don't understand, you know, just. So, he doesn't have the punching power. It's got nothing to do with that. He does have punching power, not like Canelo, but one thing he does have is angles, and he's got speed, and he's accurate, and he can punch in between punches. If you watch tape of Billy Joe Saunders, he can punch in between punches. That is very important. Why is that? Because when you're shooting a power shot, that moment you think you're going to land, and somebody lands right on the button, you know, you're coming in with all your power. So that power and that is concentrated, and even he doesn't have to hit you that hard, you know, because you're helping the momentum. It's physics, inertia, okay? So he can, you know, come in and land one of his power shot, and if Billy Joe Saunders does a really good combination, which that's what he does, with an angle, he can catch Canelo with a 4, you know. A 4 is a left. With a 3, you know, on a southpaw. Let me see, a 3 or 4. Yeah, 4. Southpaw will be a 4. So it would be straight jab, and then twist and go with a left hook, right, you know, right on Canelo as he's coming in. So I would not be surprised if Canelo gets knocked down. I was just thinking about that. Canelo can get knocked down. As far as getting knocked out, I don't think so. But it could happen. It's physics. It's boxing. Because the punch is going to hurt you is the one that you don't see or you're not expecting, or the one that, you know, you think you can take, but you're full force into your punch, and the other person catches you right on the button, and there it goes, or it catches you right on the ear. You're conscious, but you know, it's anatomy, you know, physiology. Your inner ear is your balance, and if you rock the little cells, the hair cells with the otoliths, the little rocks that are in there, I have vertigo, and it's got nothing to do with strength. It'll make you sick, you know. So that's why you see this doing the chicken dance, the boxers when they get hit by the ear. Because right there, if they move the you know, then you move the little hair cells that you have in your inner ear, it tells your brain, it's like, yo, we're all over the place. So you're sending crazy signals. It even makes you sick. It makes you puke. I got vertigo attacks a couple of times. So that's why you see boxers going like crazy. Their brain is working fine, but they can't keep their balance because your balance center is in your ear. So the potential for getting caught is there, you know, especially the way Canelo fights. He sits down in his punches, and when he sits down in his punches, that's when he's going to be vulnerable to counterattacks by Billy Joe Saunders with maybe a 1-3, a 1-4. You know, it's going to involve a jab or a left hook coming from a southpaw. There is a potential for Canelo getting hurt. this is a fight that a lot of fans need to watch because it's going to be a display of what the art of boxing is. People think it's not all power. People don't understand that. People don't want to. Oh, that guy's too big. It's got nothing to do with that. Yeah, sure. If it's too big, yeah, you can't hurt him. But if you guys two guys that are the same weight, then and one of them is a huge puncher, and the other one is a slick boxer, trickster, fast, high ring IQ like Billy Joe Sanders. You got yourself and Canelo's got great ring IQ. He's at the top of his game, so you can't miss this fight. You can't. If you enjoy boxing, the art of boxing, this is a fight to watch. This is a fight you want. If you're teaching your kids or how to box, say you need to sit down with them and go over this fight so you see this. I keep thinking about Bud Crawford, Terrence Crawford, how he's a savant in boxing, a genius, a true genius. The last when he fought the guy from England, who was a consummate boxer, he made him look amateurish, and the way he turned southpaw, and the way he knocked him down, when they interviewed the guy, I'm trying to remember the guy as he's very, very famous. I like him. He said, nobody has ever done that to me in practice and the ring, real fights, street, it doesn't matter where. No one has done that to me. So we're getting ready to see stuff happen. It's not going to be people say, Canelo's going to beat him up and all that. It's not like that. It's not going to be like that. Boxing is it's got a lot of ins and outs, and you're going to see a true practitioner of the art of boxing, Billy Joe Sanders. And I would not be surprised if Billy Joe Sanders knocks Canelo down in one of those in-between punches exchanges, because Billy Joe Sanders doesn't just stand there, wait for the punch to land. He waits for you to throw the punch, and then when your punch is midair, he'll punch. He's not scared. If he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. But he's been doing this an entire career. He's been frustrating fighters who are very powerful and stand against him, and they think they're going to hit him, and they end up in the canvas. So, and people say I suck at making predictions. Hey, it is what it is. I think Billy Joe Sanders is going to pull this one off, and it's going to be by probably a majority decision. But I don't think he's going to knock Canelo out. But then, hey, you never know. It's boxing. You never know. Ask Julio Cesar Chavez when he fought Sweet Pea. That's what happened. He said it. And I was listening to an interview of him in Spanish. He said, that man hit me to my body. Pernell Whitaker hit him into the body. He said, I almost shit myself in the ring. Literally. He almost shit his pants in the ring because Pernell, he wasn't expecting that level of craftiness in the ring. And I compare Billy Joe Sanders, awkwardness and ability to punch and win punches to Sweet Pea. So we're going to see. We're getting ready to see a classic. And then again, Canelo's got the big eraser, and which it's a term to say, hey, he doesn't have skill. No, he has amazing skill and he's got big punches. So Canelo can knock him out. But is he going to knock him out? I don't think so. So I'm going to pick Billy Joe Sanders to win.